Hey y'all, good evening. I'm usually not on this late, as many of you guys know. I hope everybody's doing well. This is going to be very, very short. I just wanted to let you know that there is going to be I know for all the people that don't see me often, this is going to be one of the shortest lives I probably do. C12, it's nice to see you. And I got to tell you, the pie was delicious. It's still delicious. I am still eating on it. It's wonderful. Hello, everybody from the evening. I hope you guys are doing well. So I know you guys remember me covering Todd Kohlhepp. And one thing I never told you is that I wrote him because I didn't know where it was going to go, right? I didn't know, is he going to write back? What is he going to do? I don't know how comfortable I feel. Hindsight's 2020. If he broke out of jail, he's got my address, Not probably the smartest thing, but that's okay. We know he's going to be in jail for a really, really long time. So we're going to just go with it. You know what I'm saying? We're just going to go with it. And for you guys that don't remember, let me see if I can pop in here. Hold on a second. Let me get that. I didn't set it up because I wasn't going to show. Let me make sure this is off. Sorry. There we go. Let me pull this out. Why not just show some stuff? You guys are all in here. Why not? Why not? Pull this out. Get over here. And we'll just show you some of the videos that I did for Todd Kohlhepp. There's a lot that goes along with this case. But it's Todd Kohlhepp. Just to give a shout out to everybody, Little Boston, Little Dave, C12, Karen, Hope, Bren, Ronnie. Hi, babe. I hope everything's well. Patricia. Let's see who else is in here. Red Road, LSMB. Nice to see you guys. She ran. Hi. We are in business. So just to show you guys, just did clear coat on my nails because I kind of screwed it up. So here is the letter from Todd Kohlhepp. It says, Department of Corrections, blah, blah, blah. What does it say on there? Department of Corrections has not censored this item. Therefore, the department does not assume responsibility for its content. Nice disclaimer. State of California. So here is the letter. Even though it is pretty, clear, some of the words just, it's hard to read some of the words. I've got to be honest with you. It really is kind of hard to read some of the words. So my new BFF is Todd Kohlhepp. And so, my new pen pal, my new BFF is going to be corresponding with me. He's basically told me that in this letter that, the jail is being unfair to him. He has been, he's had all his rights taken away from him for 11 months. Finally, his attorney stepped in. He's had his rights reinstated for the last 6 weeks. And finally got my letter. They were withholding my letter as well as other letters. He did nothing wrong. And the reason why they withheld his letters is because they don't like the fact that he has friends and he, people are interested in his life. And they don't want any kind of contact, from media, and is interested in my activism. He's met a lot of Andreas, but not a lot of Andras. And, what does it say? A lot to be said for being original. That's nice. He says he's changed. He's had a lot of roommates in his time there, because that's some neat handwriting, yes, but it's hard to read some of the scribble. Like, it's neat, but it's still hard. Like, I can read some of it, but there's some words in here that are a little difficult for me to read. Like, where was it? Contact with anyone involved with media, blah, 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 blah. Make up reasons, like this word right here, I think it's sever, to sever. I don't know. There's some words in here that I just can't read. So he's talking about his privileges. He's basically telling me that he's willing to speak to me through letters, through emails, and over the phone. So that's nice. He did, write me back. He did write me back. So we're very, very thankful for that. Jonathan and I, while we were in South Carolina, decided to cover the Todd Kohlhepp case. And, part of that was on the search because there were allegations that there may be 2 other people from the early 2000s that disappeared and were never accounted for. So we went on the hunt. We went on the search. The law enforcement had identified several areas based upon the recollection that Todd gave them, and never found anybody. So I do have the video coming out. It's got hit with ad suitability, so I got to go through the review. So tomorrow, hopefully in the morning, that will be released. So please be on the lookout for that. For the time being, I just put the skit in there for, I only put the skit in there for the trailer, but we will rewatch the episode. So let me go ahead and bring this up. Let's see what we got. Actually, I think I need to put this over here. Hold on, let me pull that back real quick. I pull that back. And you know what? And it came, and actually didn't realize, but there's still a lot of Todd Kohlhepp content that I haven't even released yet. We went to the motor cross murders, which he was responsible for, and they didn't realize he was responsible for. We went by a bank that they believe, let's see what this says. That could have been another person. There was 4 people at a bank that that were killed, that they didn't know if it was him or another gentleman, and the other gentleman ended up committing suicide. So they just weren't sure. They weren't sure. So we went and did all the content for that. So let's just, why not play? Just to give you guys a feel of who he, hold on. I don't know why this does this. Sometimes it does it right. Sometimes it doesn't. Oh, come on. Okay, let's see.
On November 25th, 1986, 15-year-old Todd Kohlhepp kidnapped a 14-year-old girl in Tempe, Arizona. He threatened her with a .22 caliber revolver, brought her back to his home, tied her up, taped her mouth shut, and raped her. Afterwards, he walked her home and threatened to kill her younger siblings if she told anybody about what happened. Kohlhepp was charged with kidnapping, sexual assault, and committing a dangerous act against children. In 1987, he pled guilty to the kidnapping charges, and other charges were dropped. He was sentenced to 15 years in prison and registered as a sex offender. Todd Christopher Kohlhepp is an American serial killer, sex offender, and mass murderer convicted of murdering 7 people in South Carolina between 2003 and 2016. Todd Kohlhepp was born March 7, 1971 in Florida and was raised in South Carolina and Georgia. His parents divorced when he was 2 years old. His mother got custody and married another man the following year. Later, psychological reports found that Kohlhepp had an unhealthy relationship with his stepfather and often wanted to live with his biological father, whom he had not seen in 8 years. In August 2001, Kohlhepp was released from prison after serving 14 years and moved to South Carolina, where his mother was living. During his imprisonment, he attended and graduated from Central Arizona College with a bachelor's degree in computer science. From January 2002 to November 2003, he worked as a graphic designer for a company in Spartanburg. He began studying at Greenville Technical College in 2003. Kohlhepp transferred to the University of South Carolina Upstate the following year and graduated in 2008 with a Bachelor of Science degree in Business Administration and Marketing. Despite being released as a sex offender, Kohlhepp was able to get a real estate license on June 30th, 2006, after lying about the felony charges on his application. From this, he built a firm that had a dozen agents employed. He had been recognized as a top-selling agent in South Carolina. The firm was closed following his arrest. Kohlhepp also acquired a pilot's license in several properties out of state. On November 6, 2003, a customer found 4 people shot dead inside a Superbike Motorsports, a motorcycle shop in Chesney. The victims were identified as owner Scott Ponder, service manager Brian Lucas, mechanic Chris Sherbert, and bookkeeper Beverly Guy, who was Ponder's mother. All 4 died from multiple gunshot wounds before Kohlhepp confessed to the shootings in 2016. According to Ponder's wife, Kohlhepp was a disgruntled customer who had been in the shop several times. According to Kohlhepp's mother, he attempted to return a motorcycle there, but the employees laughed at him, would not return the money he had paid for the motorcycle, and embarrassed him for not knowing how to ride one. On August 31st, 2016, Kayla Brown, 30, and her boyfriend Charles David Carver, 32, went missing after they went to clean Kohlhepp's residence. Carver was later found shot multiple times on Kohlhepp's property. Interest in the disappearance of Brown and Carver increased as a result of a post on Carver's Facebook account following their disappearance, the unusual nature of which prompted speculation that another party had taken control of his Facebook account. On November 3rd, Brown was found by authorities chained to the walls inside a metal storage container on the property. Investigator has tracked her down after tracing the couple's last known cell phone signals, after which they heard banging noise coming from inside the container. A search of Kohlhepp's property recovered Carver's vehicle, which was found in a ravine covered in bushes. According to Brown, she witnessed Carver being shot by Kohlhepp. Kohlhepp's mother claimed Carver was killed for having a really smart mouth, which Kohlhepp did not like. He also said he kept Brown captive because she did not do anything wrong and that he did not want to hurt her. However, Brown stated to police just after her rescue that Kohlhepp had killed Carver because Kohlhepp was mad at her. During her captivity, Brown was raped repeatedly and intimidated into not escaping after having been shown the graves of Kohlhepp's other victims. 2 bodies were discovered on Kohlhepp's property following his arrest on November 6th and 7th. They were later identified as husband and wife Johnny Coxley and Megan Lee McCraw Coxley, residents of Spartanburg, who were reported missing on December 22nd, 2015. We are out here looking into this case. Many people following this case truly believe that he has more victims. And now that we know he has a pilot license and property out of state, it calls into question, are there more victims?
Yeah. There's the right property. Remember, we saw that on the map.
You did?
Yep, I did. I remember it. 370. We're getting close. There it is. Look at that. There it is. 400, 410. That's it all over there. Because this is 406, so 410 would be the very next one. It's all that. It's all that back there. Strange Properties LLC is the now owner of 410, which should be right. 410, yep. So 410, we're here. It's the land of horrors out here in South Carolina. This is where 410, this is the 65-acre area that Todd Knapp captured his victims, raped them, murdered them, and buried at least 3 of them. Kayla Brown was the one that escaped, but this is the area behind me. Right here, 410.
I'm not sure why it's I think I'm having some internet issues tonight.
On this ominous day here, we are at Woodruff, and we are sitting in front of where Todd Knapp murdered many people. There were 3 bodies found on his property. He admitted to killing 4 additional people in 2003, and then after he was convicted of his crimes of killing folks, he admitted to having 2 more bodies on him. So we are just trying to bring some light to this case and determine whether there was more victims of his out here. We will see. This is the land of horrors. Land of horrors. And this is just a beautiful, peaceful, serene place. And to think so much ugly happened right here in this beautiful community. Sad. Sad.
So, folks, that is it. Todd Knapp, professed serial killer. He states that he has more people. Remember, he was a successful real estate and businessman. He had a pilot's license and property in multiple states. And he has wrote Bullhorn Betty. Please be on the lookout as soon as the video is released. I do read this letter. We're reading it together. Sorry about my misspeaking in it, but it's like I said, some of these words, it's hard to read because the letters are so small. And some of them, like he writes his T's weird as well. So at any rate, this guy is now writing me, and I'm going to, see what he is willing to share at this point. And so I will be bringing that to you as this stuff, as he starts opening up to me, as he starts talking to me. This is, again, Todd Kohlhepp, serial killer from South Carolina. If you guys don't know about it or have not heard about the case, please look him up. I did a couple of videos on him. We had a couple lives about him. So go to my page, research. There's a search button on there. Just write in Todd Kohlhepp. It's Kohlepp. So Todd Kohlhepp, like Coles, and then Kohlhepp, Hepp. So go on there, take a look. We will be talking about this as information becomes available. At least he's willing to start communicating with me and talk to me. He knows that I'm an activist. He knows that I use YouTube as a platform. And so we'll see where it goes from there. And so who knows? He might tell me something. We won't hold our breath, but you never know. Anyways, guys, love each and every one of you. God bless. As you know, it is almost 9 o'clock and it is my bedtime. So I love you. Good night. Sleep tight. Bull Betty is out.